In the left corner, seeking the 2020 presidential nomination, we have 15 candidates. And in the right corner, challenging the current president of the United States, we have
2? Seems a little uneven, right? Well, it's not entirely unprecedented, as incumbent presidents rarely find someone willing to throw on the gloves in a primary race. Let's take a closer look on this week's breakdown. An incumbent president has never lost a primary nomination in modern U.S. history, and only 5 times has one faced a serious challenger.
It's the power of incumbency, in short.
Barbara Perry is the director of presidential studies at the University of Virginia's Miller Center of Public Affairs, and she notes it comes down to money and, well, that's mainly it.
In addition to the monies that he has some control over by virtue of government spending, he also has money that's coming into his campaign, and perhaps that's the most important reason why people can't mount a challenge.
Article 1 is adopted.
On the day Donald Trump was impeached by the House of Representatives, he held a rally in Michigan. On the day he was impeached and was still able to raise $5 million. For comparison, that's about the exact same amount as Democrat Amy Klobuchar was able to raise in all of Q3, according to the FEC.
Trump has so garnered support in the GOP and the Republican Party that most of the members of Congress, for example, are afraid to go against him.
But still, there have been a few cases. Gerald Ford versus Ronald Reagan in '76 and Jimmy Carter versus Ted Kennedy 4 years later in 1980. And those challenges came because of a perceived weakness. Ford assumed the presidency after Nixon resigned, and Carter was facing a tough economy and the Iranian hostage crisis. You might think impeachment would be a weakness for Donald Trump's campaign, but he still, again, only has 2 challengers.
What's fascinating about this is that we are in such a polarized period that you might even see a surge in essence for Donald Trump, because people who are so polarized as support him come hell or high water are going to say, look at those awful crazy Democrats, look what they did to our president.
So let's end on a quote. It comes from Republican Pat Buchanan, who put on the gloves against George H.W. in the 1992 primary. After he lost, he said, quote, "If you think you can fight City Hall, try overthrowing the President of the United States." Could Bill Weld and Joe Walsh put up a fight this time around? History, at least, says it'll be incredibly tough. Hey, I'm Dan Grossman, and thanks for being with us on The Breakdown. We hope you have a great ringing in of the new year.